Okay, so I'm getting the error message. Why? Because which variable we are using, which variable we are using. We have to give the access also to the variable. By public, we can't access in Visual Force space. You have to also use some method like get and set method. Okay, so if you want to get the value of variable in Visual Force space, if you want to get the value in Visual Force space, that time you will use get set. Now I'm gonna save the class. It has been saved. Now I'm going to save the Visual Force space. Now Visual Force space, it will save. There is no error because I have used get and set method. Okay, I have used get and set methods. There is no error now. Okay, fine. Now what I'm doing, I am clicking on preview button. So after clicking on preview button, what I'm getting the data. Employee name Koransu Saini, email, salary, age. ठीक है, ये कोरानसु सैनी मेल आईडी सेल कहाँ से आ रहा है ये डेटा? फ्रॉम वेयर आई एम गेटिंग द डेटा?
Perfect. The constructor.
या इन आई एम गेटिंग डेटा फ्रॉम क्लास. इन क्लास फ्रॉम वेयर? फ्रॉम कंस्ट्रक्टर. ठीक है, जैसे ही हमने प्रीव्यू बटन पे क्लिक किया, रीलोड हुआ पेज. रीलोड होने के बाद व्हाट आई एम गेटिंग द डेटा ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्टर. ठीक है, कंस्ट्रक्टर ऑटोमेटिकली एग्जीक्यूट हो गया. So when we will write controller is equal to class name, so instance for the class will automatically create and constructor will execute. Okay, किसी को कोई डाउट यहाँ तक?
No, sir.
गुड, आगे चलें. ठीक है, so
Yes, sir.
yeah, here I'm going to write some, I'm going to use some attribute also. Okay, so which attribute we can use in Apex page, I'm going to use it. So first what I'm doing, I am switching in classic. So I'm going to open classic and now again I'm going to preview it, same code, and I'm refreshing the page. So what I'm getting now, I'm getting something like I'm getting header. Okay, setup, these thing I'm getting. So what is it? Now I'm getting classic UI. So Visual Force page, why we use Visual Force page? To create the classic UI, we use Visual Force page. Okay, so if you are not happy with this UI, when you will add this Visual Force page, so you will get the UI like that. You will get these things: header, setup, you will get. So if you are not happy with this UI, you can create your custom UI. Okay, so I don't want header and sidebar. It's the header, it's the sidebar. Okay, I'm not happy with header and sidebar. I want to remove it. So what we will do, again go to the UI, again go to the code, just yeah, again go to the code, and here you have to write setup is equal to false, then click on save button. ठीक है, setup is another thing. We have to write so header. So header is equal to false. Then click on save. Now again preview it. So I'm not getting header. Header and sidebar both are removed. So if you want to remove it, you can use so header. Okay. If you want to display it, so header, it should be true. So controller so header, what is it? These are the attribute of Apex page. If you are using any div, okay, who know HTML, so you will write like that div. Okay, it's the div tag, and you will use some class. Class is equal to whatever the class name. Okay, so whatever the class you are using. Okay, so what is it? What we will say to the class? So class, it's the attribute of div. What is class? Class is the attribute of div. So here I have used controller, and you can say so header. What is it? It's the attribute of apex page tag. ठीक है? जो HTML जानते हैं, div क्लास इक्वल टू कोई भी क्लास का नेम लिखते हो, ये क्लास क्या है? div की क्लास एक एट्रीब्यूट है div का। p टैग में यूज करोगे, क्लास एक एट्रीब्यूट हो जाएगा p टैग का। तो ऐसे ही हमारे पास apex पेज है, उसमें भी कुछ एट्रीब्यूट है। Controller, so header, these are the attribute of apex page which you can use. So if I will write so header is equal to true and click on preview, what I will get? I will get header. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm writing sidebar is equal to false. So when I will save it, I'll not get the sidebar. You can see sidebar, it has been removed. ठीक है, sidebar remove हो चुका है.
Okay, sir.
So I want to add sidebar also. So when I will add header and sidebar, by default I will get header sidebar. Okay, so let's suppose if you want to create any object, what you will do, you will go to the setup. ठीक है, आपको ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना है, ऐप क्रिएट करना है, सेटअप पे जाओगे बार बार. ओके, here I'm not getting the setup. What I want the setup option also. Setup functionality I also want here. So how we will get? You have to add one attribute. Setup, which type of attribute it is? It's the boolean type of attribute. You have to write setup is equal to true. So when you will write setup is equal to true, so what you will get? You will get quick find. So here you can search anything. Manage app connected ये. Okay. In build you will get the information of field. Okay. So if you want to create any app, you can create the app object, whatever you want to do, you can do. What you will get the classic UI with Visual Force page. You will not get Lightning UI. ठीक है, समझ में आए तीनों चीज? What's the use of so header, sidebar and setup? किसी को कोई डाउट?
No, sir.
No,
Good,
sir.
good. Okay, so later we will use many attribute of Apex page. I'll tell to you. Okay, what's the use of these attribute when I'll teach you more things. So now what I'm doing, there is one tag also, Apex section header. Okay, there is one tag also, Apex section header. If you want to display the logo as well as you want to display the title, that time you can use Apex section header. Okay, so there are some attributes in Apex section header like title. It's the title. Then we have subtitle. You can write subtitle. Okay, You can use tab style also here. Okay, in Apex section header there is no tab style. You can write description, help, this thing. We are practicing Visual Force page. Okay, ID. Okay, help. You can write help also. In help, you can write any. You can pass any. You can say URL. So on click of, we will get one custom URL. When user will click on custom URL, so whatever on which page you want to land, you can land it. So I'm adding the URL of Grovia. Now I'm gonna save it. Okay. Now I'm going to preview it. So you can see title. I've written in title attribute. I've written title. It's coming. I've written subtitle. It's coming. Okay. Help for this page. By default, I will get when I will click on help for this page. So which URL I have written there, on that URL I'll land. So you can see I'm able to navigate on that page. Okay. So these thing you can do. But here I'm not getting the tab. Okay. If you want to view the tab by default, I should get home. Okay. If I'm not getting, what I can do, go to the Apex page. Here you can write tab style is equal to account. Any object name you can write. Then again go to the page, refresh it. Okay. Now I am not also getting. Description, help, ID, print URL is another thing. Rendered. Yeah. Okay. So if you want, you when you will write this code in your org, you will get some, you can say some logo also. Okay. If you will not get, there is no problem. Let me remove setup also. Yeah. So after removing the setup, I'm getting one logo. It's the tab style of account. If I'll not write the tab style, so what I will get, I'll get by default, I will get the tab style of home page. I have removed it. Now again, I'm going to preview it. ठीक है, I'm getting home icon. किसी को इस कोड में कुछ डाउट है? Do you have any doubt in this code? Do you have any doubt in this code?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Good.
Sir, if
Yes.
sir, if we made setup equals to true, why the why the this icon is not showing?
Why this icon is not coming?
Hmm.
It will override some conditions. Some, you can say some styling. Setup is equal to true. Sidebar will also not display when you will write setup is equal to.
Okay.
Okay. So now what
Yes.
I'm